Hello everybody, hope you're doing well today. Marc G with a C back with another video. And today's video is going to be part 4 of my UK thrash metal collection, where I show you what I have in my collection that is UK thrash metal. It is in no way a comprehensive collection. I am missing all sorts of things, but I've been meaning to make this video, I've said it before, for ages, and really a good excuse to get rooting through the collection and picking out some albums and sort of reconnecting with them, which is what it's all about. When you've got a big collection like mine, you've got to get involved and pull some things out you haven't listened to for ages. So like I say, this is part 4. We'll get on to it, shall we? I'm drinking a little bit of Hobgoblin tonight. My music room is like a sauna, honest to God, it's so warm here at the moment. Bit of ruby beer or ruby ale, lovely stuff. Right, let's get into this. We are going to start off with L, and from Mansfield we have got the Mighty Lawnmower Death with their debut Ooh Crikey. Well, their debut full length. They did do a split with Metal Duck on vinyl, which I don't own. I would like to own it, but I don't. I know a man who does, but that's another story. Yeah, this is from 1990 on Earache Records. Really, really good, musically thrashy, great riffs. They can certainly play their instruments. They were a great band. They toured with all sorts of top names like Acid Rain and Reanimator and that back in the day. But as with a lot of the English or UK thrash bands, they had that element of humour to them that maybe didn't sort of transfer across the world like it did in the UK. But yeah, song titles like Spook Perf Happenings in the Snooker Hall, Can I Cultivate Your Groinial Garden. They were quite famous back in the day for doing a cover version of Kids in America by Kim Wilde, and you know, Acid Rain had done Hanging on the Telephone, so I suppose it was kind of a thing to do at the time. But yeah, great debut, great riffs. I've also got the US pressing of that, which was released on Earache and Relativity. This was the first copy I bought actually, and I managed to pick up the UK pressing afterwards. But this contains some live tracks, and it actually has the Kids in America 12-inch sort of tracks stuck on the back there. I mean, look at the picture, you know, they look like a proper serious band. You wouldn't think that one of them's called Quolcast Mutilator. What's the other one called? Mr. Flymo or something like that. But and it's got the Dan Seagrave artwork. But yeah, great band. I like them a lot, and I like them that much. I bought the 2014 repress on vinyl of the album. There it is, and it's a nice coloured variant, this one, so I shall pull this out and show you. It's got an inlay. I like to take my vinyl out and put it inside a polylined sleeve, so you've got the lyrics there on one side, picture, not the greatest of pictures there, not very well printed out, but that doesn't matter, does it? And let me show you this. This is the vinyl. Nice white with green sort of, not marbling really, I don't know what you'd call that, but like a green sort of fan effect. Yeah, like I say, they were a good band. They were fun. I never saw them live, and I would have liked to be honest. But I think they're still going, so they might even still be touring, well, without this COVID shite, but they might still be doing it now. Anyway, that was followed up in '92 by, and I will have to read this because I never remember it, Return of the Fabulous Metal Bozo Clowns. Again, looking at the cover art, you can see that they're still not taking themselves too seriously. They've done a cover of Crazy Horses on this. And again, what have we got? Songs like A is for Asswipe, egg sandwich, Illinois Enema Bandit. Says it all, done it. But like I say, don't let the lyrics and the stupid sort of lyrical content take away from how good the music was. They did do a third album which I don't own called Billy, where I think they kind of tried to go a bit more serious, but it didn't quite work for me. Okay, right, we are on to M's, and we have got from Manchester, Metal Duck. Again, Dan Seagrave artwork, and again, a band musically really good. They're classed as sort of thrash metal, but I heard or hear elements of death metal and almost grindcore in there. You know, there's a few blast beats going on in there. This is what year is this? 1990 on the RKT label. And as you can see, I should have pointed that out actually, on the front of the Lawnmower Death, they've got the Metal Duck there he is. And on the front of Metal Duck's album, you've got the little Lawnmower Death dude. So they were obviously very closely affiliated and got on great as friends, I would have thought. But this is doesn't really sound like Napalm Death, like Lawnmower Death at all. But they've still got the sort of song titles like Rod, Jane and Freddie, who were a famous sort of trio on a kiddies programme in the UK back in the 80s. Duckula Assault, The Smell of Sex, Cheese Puff Death Squad, Bombay Duck, Duck Ponds of Hell. So again, you can see it, but these guys were heavy. They were the heavier end of thrash on the RKT label. Metal Duck from Manchester. So next up, and this is a band that doesn't feature in the Contracting Blood book, and I've got no idea why, but this is a band from Dublin, and this is Moral Crusade, and their album An Act of Violence. Now I believe this is their only album. This was re-released what was it, 2013 on Moss Tunage, originally recorded and released in 1990. Really good thrash metal, not influenced by the Bay Area like a lot of UK thrash bands were, but it's got a definite it's got a definite European, almost sort of German maybe sound to it. The guitar sounds have got a bit of like an acid rain sort of tone to them, but let me spin that right, oh, it's the right way up. Yeah, really good band. You don't hear them get mentioned as often at all, and I came across this by accident, I'll be honest with you, because just with the Moss Tunage label and it being attached to Slaney Records, which is like a little Irish label. But if you can check that out, please do. Well, I will leave links as I always do below, so you can have a listen to these guys. Yeah, Moral Crusade, An Act of Violence from Dublin. So next up, and this is the band that's playing in the background right now, from London, we have got Mutant and Laserdrome. Now I believe this is their second EP, and they only ever released 2 EPs. And what year was it? 2009. Obviously the CDs in the CD player. But this is more modern style thrash, and you can hear it in the background. It's competent. It's good. There's some great riffs in there. There's nothing that really sort of strikes you hard and you go, oh yeah, listen to that riff. It does a job. You listen to it and you think, yeah, it's good. It's competent. It would have been interesting to see what these guys would have done if they would have done a full length. But I think it's quite hard to get hold of this now, and I picked this up years and years ago, just trolling through eBay like I do. Yeah, Mutant and Laserdrome, and you can hear it in the background. So next up, this band, again another London band, and this is Nightlord, and this is Approaching Thunder. Now, this was originally released in 1990. These are reissues on Copro Productions, but this was originally released, like I say, 1990. There's the guys. This is thrash metal, but driven with a seriously big undertone of traditional heavy metal. The bass on this is really prominent and they've got a really nice bouncy sort of sound to it. But they're not a band that I've known of for very long. I was gifted this and the next CD very kindly by a friend, by a viewer, a while back, and yeah, they're really good. I think they were quite sort of busy playing live back in the day. They were mainly known as sort of a live band, but really good. Like I say, good solid thrash, but with a real undertone of heavy metal. You know, very good. And I think that was their sort of only release until 2010, when the Cult of the Moon was released. And from what I can see on this must have been recordings for the second album that never quite made it to that recording process, because it says inside the drums and rhythm guitar were recorded in 1993, and then the vocals, bass and additional guitar was in 2010. There's the guys there, as you can see from the picture. They look a little bit older now. 5 tracks on this and some bonus live tracks from back in 92. Again, they've still got that real nice thick heavy metal sound behind them, a real nice sort of bass, bouncy bass driven sort of rhythm. Really good, highly recommend them. And I seem to remember back in the early 90s when they did the Clash of the Titans tour, I seem to remember these guys and a few other young English bands doing a very similar thing. It was called something like Underground Titans or something like that, because of the back of the whole Clash of the Titans thing. And I'm sure Gomorrah were on that. I'm sure they were all unsigned bands anyway, but quite well established unsigned bands. I'll have to do my own work. It's kind of there in my brain telling me that is a thing, but I can't remember. What's from like 1990? No, it's a long time ago, isn't it? Okay, right, next up we have got from Bristol. This is from 1986. This is a 1996 issue, but this is Onslaught, The Force. Again, like I say, please don't give me a hard time because I'm not showing all of Onslaught's discography. I'm only showing what I own. The Force from 86, with the mighty Cy Keeler on vocals. This album is just great. If you think about this being released in 1986 and the landscape of sort of thrash metal in the UK, this must have just been like an absolute revelation, just these riffs coming out. You know, this must have been like when people in the Bay Area heard Metallica and Slayer. It's just a fabulous album. And yeah, like I say, 1996 reissue on Powerage from 1986. The other Onslaught I have in my collection is a little CD single of Let There Be Rock from 89, I think this was. This is one of those ones that I actually don't remember buying. I'm never really a big buyer of CD singles, and I don't know how I came about this really, but Let There Be Rock, it's their cover of Let There Be Rock by AC/DC, and they do a great job of it, to be honest, in my opinion anyway. And it's got live versions of Shell Shock and Metal Forces there, you can see that. And that song is on this album, In Search of Sanity. This does not feature Cy Keeler on vocals. It's got Steve Grimmett from Grim Reaper. He does a great job. This is very different to the Force for sure. This is really precise, tidy, tight, well produced, just like a metronome. It's just a great album. I really enjoy it. I know it's not for everyone because it's kind of lost a bit of its rawness and power, but I think it's great. I remember it, well, just from back in the day and what it means to me on a personal level. I was a big fan. It was got sort of epic songs like Welcome to Dying, and Steve Grimmett just had a great voice. But yeah, that's 89, I seem to remember, isn't it? Yeah, 89 on the London Records. And I also have that on vinyl. I won't get the vinyl out because there's nothing special, just black vinyl. There's the boys there. Steve Grimmett in the middle. Nige, where's Nige? On the end there. And I've since found out that this cover here is this sort of padded cell was a little tiny sort of model one that was made up, an actual, you know, physical sort of model, whether it was wood or cardboard I don't know, but that's how it was kind of done and the picture was taken. And then obviously they've superimposed the light bulb on. But I love to find out little facts like that. Onslaught in Search for Sanity. And the only other Onslaught I own is a 2009 release, Live Damnation. This is a live recording from their performance at the Leeds Damnation Festival. This features Cy Keeler back on vocals, and it is awesome. It is so well recorded for a live album. It's that good it almost sounds like it's a studio album with a crowd superimposed onto it. It's really well done, and they are tight. They are on it on this night. I think it says we're playing in front of about 2,500 people. Yeah. But yeah, Live at Damnation, or Live Damnation. That's it, guys, for today anyway. I'm going to stop at O, and in part 5 I will return beginning with P. Like I said, it was going to be a few parts this, but I really want to keep these videos fairly short anyway. But like I say, I hope that's been of some interest to you. Thanks as always for watching, really appreciate it. Hope you're all doing well, and until I speak to you again, take care. Bye for now.